Lethal League Blaze is a Pong-like multiplayer-centric game of up to 4 players with elements of fighting games blended in. The objective of the game is to deplete all lives of our opposing parties, who will usually have about 4 to 5 stocks of life in total. In order to achieve this, you have to hit the ball into them. Simple concept, right? The problem is, your opponents are looking to do the exact same thing to you, and that the aforementioned ball can and will keep gaining speed to an utterly insane degree the more it is hit, until no one is left alive, leading to a new round. You can only die once per round, and one death will take away one of your stocks. Although you can play in a team, the majority of the games you play online will be either a 4-player free-for-all chaotic mayhem in a quick match or a one-on-one ranked match. Have I already mentioned that the background of each stage changes accordingly to the speed of the ball, or how the music is oh so good and is perfectly in tandem with everything else? Lethal League Blaze will give you one hell of an experience. Perhaps the easiest to miss, and yet also the most drastic change made in Lethal League Blaze, is the transition from 2D sprites to 3D models. Some people on the internet seem to think that the game still uses pixel art as the original Lethal League. This should not be taken as an insult, but rather a compliment. It is a testament to how fantastic of a job Team Reptile has done to replicate 2D characters and animations into the realm of 3D. Personally, I have not seen a change this seamless since Guilty Gear made the same leap with Guilty Gear XRD or Xrd, which I suspect Team Reptile has been taking notes from, especially with the concept of limited animation. While the models for both backgrounds and characters themselves are not super detailed, the stylized art and vibrant color take the game a long way. A layman would not be able to tell that Lethal League Blaze is actually in 3D until the camera rotates around and shows the models in full 3D. All characters from the previous iteration have returned in 3D glory, looking better than ever. Lethal League Blaze also debuted 3 new characters who are as equally colorful in both literal and figurative sense as the original cast. These are Jet, Grit, and Nitro. Jet, the kicking jetpack wearing girl, is available from the start, while the electrifying handsomely dressed Grit and Captain Nitro, the giant cuff-wielding rogue policeman, will have to be unlocked. New mechanics have been added to the system. Note that I will not address minor changes, but only major ones that, in my opinion, have drastically affected the way the original game was played. First is the introduction of HP bar. This is a welcome change to the Lethal League formula, as you no longer get killed in one hit from early screw up from a slow ball. Don't worry though, the ball damage is directly proportional to the speed and will still one-shot you once it has accelerated enough in no time. Parry and supers return as the only moves that require spatial meters, which are acquired from hitting the ball. This brings us to the second addition, ball throw. Ball throw will change whatever trajectory it was following to either a flat horizontal or vertical motion of your choosing. This technique also serves as a counter to parry and some supers, which prevent the opposing parties to intercept the ball while it is being hit. The timing can be rather strict, as this counterplay has to be performed during parry animation. Failed attempts usually result in instant KOs. Last, but certainly not least of the new system, is the coming of bonus ball target. It seems to appear randomly on top of the screen after a fixed amount of time has passed, and only benefits the player who made the shot. Once the target has swallowed and spat out the ball, it will gain a special effect for a limited time, like the self-explanatory double ball. Telekinesis ball, which allows you to hit the ball over and over again without having to make contact, etc. If this is not your cup of tea, it can be turned off in group setting as a host. If lore is your jam and you have always wondered how the cast would interact, then the brand new story mode is for you. It is a decent story mode. For some stages, you will be able to pick the character from either 1P or 2P side, but doing so will not change the outcome of the story. I won't spoil you anything outside the fact that I like the social commentary the game made. The story mode is also an excellent point of entry to Lethal League Blaze in general, as you are not committed to a character for 10 straight games like arcade mode, and also get to see what the game has to offer in general. Completing each game in the story mode also net you a currency, same as any other play modes to unlock various goodies. You may have noticed that I have been throwing around the word unlocked throughout this review. That's right, there are many unlockables that can be obtained from spending in-game currencies in Showcase submenu. Double as a model viewer, in here you can buy alternate color palettes and actual different costumes from the original cast. Although I should mention that some costumes have to be unlocked by going through story mode, arcade, and or secret means first before being buyable, with some being completely free. Of course, the classic training mode and local versus are present if you want to brush up your skills or play with your friends offline. Different modes like Lethal Striker and Volleyball can also be unlocked down the line, but from my limited experience playing against CPU, they are a novelty at best. Lethal Strikers involve you trying to hit a fairly large target to obtain points that will win you the game, and Volleyball Mode plays exactly like an actual volleyball with Lethal League's mechanic. I was unable to find any matches for these extras during my playtime, which I find to be not surprising due to the way these games are structured. The balls used in these game modes default to the beach ball that possess different physics, as it has a very low speed cap and slows down over time. This can be circumvented by simply going to option and change the ball type to normal. Unfortunately, this presents a new problem in the form of the match ending way too fast. The ever-accelerating ball in a confined area with large-sized targets can only bounce for so long without hitting the target. The ball will never reach a fraction of the speed that you would normally get, and the players won't get any sense of satisfaction from it. These miscellaneous extras can definitely be enjoyed if you hit a fatigue point and want to temporarily take a break from the high-octane default mode, but I certainly do not see them being anything more than side novelties in the foreseeable future. As much as I have enjoyed playing Lethal League Blaze, I did encounter some problems. A few numbers of matches had some players and ball teleporting due to unstable connection, but this can be prevented simply by avoiding players with high pings. Sometimes, during online play in lobby mode, a person would join my room, but I was unable to see what character they picked. The end result was usually a freeze at the beginning of a match, and I had to close the program manually. Fortunately, this issue does not seem to happen a lot. I have no concrete number to back this, but I would like to say that this issue has only happened to me every 1 in 10 games, if not less. Given the time and care that I see from this game, I have faith that Team Reptile will fix this issue in due time. I also would like to mention that while the game does have tutorial modes, normal and advanced, they definitely do not cover all the mechanics. You will either have to explore these by yourself or look them up online. Lethal League Blaze is what a sequel of a video game should be. Blaze refines on the formula of what works from its predecessor, then add mechanics on top, but not to the point of overwhelming the players. Gameplay is as strong as ever. The seamless transition to 3D, while retaining the original 2D visuals and animations, has opened the doors to possibilities that the original could only dream of. There are even extras that the game would honestly be perfectly fine without, but are added nonetheless to enhance the experience, like costumes, secret costumes, and Easter eggs. Minor problems are present, but they are something more of a small hindrance. Let's not also forget that this whole product only costs $19.99. I am willing to pay that amount just for the soundtrack. If you like Pong, if you like good music, if you like fighting games, if you like cool and wacky characters, if you like high-speed chaotic mayhem, do yourself a favor and pick up Lethal League Blaze.